Hello my lovelies. I've had to take some earbuds out, otherwise I wouldn't be able to hear myself think. Like it says in the description, I'm going to go for this love reading, collective, take what resonates, what doesn't. We've got this full moon in Pisces, partial eclipse coming up, and a lot of us are here clearing out old karmic ties. I've been shown my Viking, my medieval, quite a few. Now, whether that's because I'm a Pisces or whether we're all here doing the same thing, I don't know. But what cards I'm going to be using are these ones. I've got my raven that I found the other day, and I really felt like it was a sign, because all these skulls are actually sitting on books, which books are knowledge, past knowledge of other things, past lives. So I'm just going to go for it. I mean, there's no point in messing around. So yeah, I'm going to be using these cards, and I'm going to be using the Romance Angel cards by Doreen Virtue to get some insights into what comes out. I'm also going to be using these ones I've just made, which I've kind of gone through and instinctively, well, I'm just going to go with my instincts on those, and then we'll be getting a bit more insight from the Doreen Virtue Guardian Angel cards. I really love these. The messages on them are quite clear. So we're going to start with the tarot to get a feeling of, messages from the highest level regarding past life or romantic connections. What energy are we in at the present? Five of Swords. So the Five of Swords, as I've said before, represents fuckery. Just putting it bluntly, I'm going to win at all odds is what the Five of Swords is. It can be mind games, it can be someone who's not 100% being... Swords represents the mind space. So when it's the Five of Swords, there could be, its manipulation could be being used. It's not being authentic, not being honest. That's either with oneself, or that's what's going on leading up to this full moon in Pisces. There's something in the mind space, trickery, bad mouthing, something like that. Five of Swords. I'm going to use these. Now, bottom of the deck, we've got the Two of Wands. So the Two of Wands, and there's the full moon in there as well. So the Two of Wands represents an opportunity or a gateway. But again, that's definitely Two of Wands. This is definitely an opportunity that's coming to light to move through. So the Five of Swords is mental anguish, mental... Five of Swords is winning at all costs. Somebody wants you. It could be bad mouthing as well, but there's an opportunity with the Two of Wands to walk through a gateway. That was at the bottom of the deck. I'm going to give these a shuffle. Oh, bloody, that was quick. That was very quick. So this to me is turning your back on something, focusing on self, moving forward into the light. It is definitely turning your back on something, or maybe not possibly wanting to look at this, but moving away from. And with the Two of Wands, at the bottom of the deck, I would say this is like there's a new path, there's a new doorway, there's a new opening coming up to move through, leaving this beautiful trail behind you. We always need to leave things in a better state than what we found them in. I'm working on this even with my place at the moment. It's like, can I stay here? Well, I'm going to do what I can with it. I'm going to work with it. You know, it's leaving this trail behind, but it's definitely moving through. And again, this does feel very much like Two of Wands gateway opening up to move through. So I'm gonna leave that there next to the Five of Swords. Now she's got something in her hand as well. It feels like a letter. It looks like possibly a letter. She's received news of something. And that's why she's turning her back on it. She's moving away. She's going into this pink, feels like heart chakra. You know, I'm moving away, but I'm doing it with love. I'm leaving this trail of pink behind me, because I've got this. It might be an invitation, but it's definitely a gateway. There's a gateway that's opened up around this full moon, and she's moving forward. She's turning her back on something. And with the Five of Swords, like I said, that's normally mind games, trickery. Now, bottom of the deck, again, this card here shows that there is glowing, coming into self, shining. This man has got this, he's not done his shadow work. She's done her shadow work, she's glowing, she's, you know, but he's, I can't exactly see what that is behind him, but he's not facing his demons, he's not doing the shadow work. So that's something to bear in mind, and I will go back to those. Now I'm going to get the Romance Angel cards and just see if we can get something more on this Five of Swords. This will either resonate or it won't. So let me just give them a shuffle. I haven't had them out in a while. Okay, I'm not ready yet, but give us something on this Five of Swords, this news coming in. So it could be revelations around Five of Swords, and yeah, give us a little bit more on this Five of Swords when it comes to romance, leading up to this partial eclipse moon in Pisces. Something more. Give us more info on this Five of Swords. News coming in, moving away. Children. Your love life is being affected by children. Calling in your soulmate. Your prayers and affirmations and visualizations help to bring you together. So, children, your love life is being affected by children. So is this, with the Five of Swords, it's either children either being inner child work or children, extended children, your own children. Five of Swords is someone not being quite honest about their children. Now, when I looked at this and I saw that there's this this kind of shadow here, it's almost like this divine masculine, or if you want to call it partnership or whatever, he's not willing to look at his shadow. So it could be that it's got something to do with childhood trauma. but children. I'm going to get a bit more on that. I'm going to go to these ones and find out what's going on. But there is news coming in, and like I say, she's moving away from. She's turned her back on it. Your love life is being affected by children. Calling in your soulmate. I've also got my Divine Feminine cards down there, so actually what I'm going to do, like I said, this is a work in progress, is get a bit more on this Five of Swords. Five of Swords, this news of moving forward and children. Your love life is being affected by children. So what have we got? We've got the King of Swords. Now the King of Swords, as you can see there, the King of Swords is very much headspace. He's very much, he doesn't think about what he's saying. He just says it. There's not really any empathy around that. But it could be with the Five of Swords that he has been or is talking to other people, possibly with the Five of Swords. But King of Swords is definitely, I mean, as a businessman, he's really good. In business, you need to be cutthroat. So the King of Swords is very cutthroat when it comes to saying it as it is. But there's definitely something, and maybe what I'm getting here is that there's a bit of winning at all costs. This King of Swords could be from trauma, from possibly childhood, that he hasn't actually adapted the ability to be able to get into his heart space. It's always head. It's always, I'm not going to make any decisions, you know, it's always methodical, it's always matter of fact. And then Eight of Swords. So the Eight of Swords is this feeling of being trapped. I mean, as you can see, she's like, I am stuck here. Now, the Eight of Swords, again, is a mindset. It's, I can't get out. I'm trapped. I can't move. I'm stuck. This relationship, because of, possibly, children. I feel like I'm stuck. There's children involved. And the Five of Swords. So the King of Swords is possibly a masculine who may be using Five of Swords to get his own way, winning at all costs. That could be like, you know, you can't leave because of the children. But he's not in his heart space. He's definitely in his head space. He's very, there's no empathy there. And it's got this feeling of Eight of Swords. It's like a feeling stuck or trapped. But there is definitely news coming in. She's got a piece of paper in her hand, and she's turning her back on possibly this King of Swords and this feeling of being trapped. Let's keep going. I'm going to get some more in a minute. So I'm going to put the Eight of Swords underneath the children. Your love life is being affected by children. So it could be this feeling of, I can't leave due to the kids. But something's coming in that's going to change that. With this Pisces full moon coming up, an eclipse. Eclipse season is always eclipsing things out, getting rid of, coming up to the surface, bringing things to light. That was quite a few there. So you have the Eight of Pentacles. Now, in this Eight of Pentacles, they're signing. So it could be documents that have been signed or you know, like legal things. What I'm going to say here is it's casting a shadow, or check documents. Eight of Pentacles is normally working towards stuff, but I'm looking at the card rather than the actual thing, and it's like documents that have been signed or are signing. It could be with that massive shadow behind it. It's like you may have had like this soul contract with this King of Swords, this soul contract. I signed a soul contract back in the day. We've had children together. I feel quite stuck. This is a time that we can clear out these soul contracts. Anything that we might have signed in past lives is now the time to repeat, you know, I clear out or I end any soul contracts. That includes marriages that we've had, because when we put our pen to paper on old documents, they carry on through. So if we signed marriage contracts back in past lives that said, you know, even though it says till death do us part, you know, we have to do a lot of work in clearing out these soul contracts that we've signed, whatever they were. And that will again, let's have a look. And again, like, she's got this bit of paper in her hand, so it definitely feels like she's you know, chucking away the bit of paper that it's written on. I'm not actually agreeing to this soul contract anymore. I'm going to walk away from it. So do these come out upside down? Let's have a look. So the Four of Wands is healing. Four of Swords. There's a lot of swords here. So there's the Five of Swords, which is mental manipulation, you know, not fuckery. I call it fuckery. It's just not authentic. It's, you know, it's hidden stuff. With the King of Swords, the Eight of Swords, the Eight of Pentacles, 2 eights. Don't forget we're in the year of the 8. And then we've got the Four of Swords, which means that there's a time of healing. And it could be that whatever this news is that's coming out, there needs to be a period of healing, a period of rest. Let's see what else came out with it. Now that's the Star card. So again, so I'm going to put the healing card on top of that. The Star card is obviously wishing upon a star, but she's emptying, in these cards, she's emptying both her cups. And again, that's coming down to vulnerability. It's the opposite of the Five of Swords. The Five of Swords can represent ego. It can represent, I'm going to win at all costs, but this is emptying out my cups. I'm going to get vulnerable. I'm going to really look into what it is that I actually want. I'm going to wish upon a star, but we have to get down to that vulnerable state in order for us to be able to strip away anything that's not in alignment with that. And again, I do feel like this thing that she's got in her hand is actually the thing that's going to be that's going to bring that to light. I am closing out old contracts, and I'm going to wish upon a star to do it. I'm going to ask the universe, I you know, close out any old contracts in forms of marriages, contracts of poverty, contracts of celibacy, things like that. But there's children involved. But was there another one as well? So the Four of Swords is healing. I need to take a rest. This Five of Swords energy around this King of Swords is too much. So there again, the Four of Swords and the Star card is asking for healing. Did they fall out? So they must have fallen out as well. So the Nine of Cups is a wish fulfillment coming in, and then we've got the Hermit. Now the Hermit in this card, he's got this raven in a cage, if you like, and it's again, it's going into the dark. It's this kind of feeling of going into the dark and finding or trying to discover what's written, what is this soul contract to do with. I'm going to take some time out. I'm going to remove myself. I'm going to go into the dark. I'm going to find out what it is. You know, we can always get a lot of answers in our dreams, especially if it comes down to karmic soul contracts that we've had with people, or past life things that are coming back round for us to clear out. One thing we can do is obviously go. That's what I'm feeling with this, is that it's in the sleep, lying down, going to sleep, and asking, making wishes, emptying the cups, asking for wishes. Show me what it is in my sleep that I need to see. Because this is definitely a man who hasn't looked at his. He's so busy. He's like the moth to the flame. He's so busy, focused. His intentions are on this feminine, that he's not looking at his, whatever you want to call that, demons. But yeah, and then we've got the Nine of Cups. So the Nine of Cups is a wish fulfillment. The Nine of Cups, again, is I've got, 9 wishes. If one of your wishes is I need something, I need some clarity, which is why it's quite bright. She's moving away. I need some clarity. Whatever it is that's in her hand, this news, is the clarity that she needs to be able to move away from this King of Swords. Now, what is that? Okay, so I'm going to put, so definitely sleep, definitely ask in your dreams what it is that I need to close out this Five of Swords feeling. I'm not going to hold that one up because she's naked, but we'll have it. What we're going to do is now move on to the guardian angels. And give me something more on this Five of Swords. Five of Swords. And we could go back. So the Four of Thoughts landed on the Four of Swords. Spend time in nature, listening for guidance from your angels and your own inner voice, because overanalyzing the situation won't provide the answers you're seeking. Consider taking a vacation or a small break to help you rejuvenate and become clear on what your next steps should be. Meditation can be very helpful. So that's what it landed on, the Four of Swords. And it is like he's they're both asleep. She's listening to the shell, and he's just obviously staring up. But that landed on the Four of Swords, and obviously the Star card. Let's see what else we've got. Seeing clearly at the bottom of the deck as well. It's time to view things from a different perspective. You have the blessed gift to see past the current situation and visualize amazing possibilities. Don't worry, the pause in momentum while you rethink your plan won't last. Embrace your uniqueness and allow it to serve you. So, give us some more on these. The Five of Swords and the King of Swords. Five of Swords. See, the Five of Swords is like it's not bickering. It's definitely mental. And it's somebody who will, you know, go to any lengths to win what it is that they want. And it looks like they could be using children. And this is all leading up to this full moon in Pisces. Six of Thought. Peaceful times are on the horizons. The storms have passed, and now you can see that your destination is within sight. The stress in your life will begin to fade away, allowing for happier times. It may be necessary to take a journey over water or to another country. Well, that's beautiful, because then that obviously removes this feeling of being trapped. But that is exactly like she's got news. She's got something in her hand that is making her turn her back on this Five of Swords energy. I'm moving away from it. So actually moving away from the situation could be helpful under this moon. I'm going to go back to the romance angels and see if we get anything else. With this, obviously, children affecting your love life. Can you give us anything else on this King of Swords and this Five of Swords? King of Swords, Five of Swords. But it does look like it's an old contract, and it's got this feeling or thought pattern of being stuck. It's being asked to move away from. This could be the one. You've already met the romantic partner you seek. Where did that fall out? That fell out on the floor. So yeah, it might not be, I mean, as I'm just playing it by ear here, but obviously this could be, or you could be receiving news from. This could be the one. You've already met the romantic partner you see. This could be an invitation. There's something in her hand that she's moving away from. And again, we've got peaceful times on the horizon. It may be time to, you know, take a journey over water, or basically move away from. Four of Thoughts. Spend time in nature, listening to guidance. Again, that fell out on the with the Hermit card as well. Let's keep going. You know, this whole Five of Swords is like not quite being honest with yourself, or there's been some kind of there's a mask being worn, but it doesn't necessarily mean, you know, King of Swords isn't in his heart space. He's matter of fact. He's like this is, you know. It could be that it needs some work needs to be done to move him from his head space, which is Five of Swords. I'm going to win at all costs, into his heart space, and possibly going away, receiving an invitation, moving away might actually shift this. There's definitely children involved, or it's inner child work that needs looking at. I mean, a lot of divine masculines, especially if they've had, separation, and especially if they've had childlike. either past life or inner child trauma will very often be in the King of Swords energy for quite a lot, and they don't actually realise that it's so we've got separation. Time apart from your partner is on the horizon. So again, that is that I've got this invitation. I'm turning my back on this situation at the moment. I'm going to move into, and it might not be like actual, you know, it does say take a break, move away, hermit mode, and obviously retreat, go into a vulnerable state. But there's definitely, I think, separation as in, even if it is just I'm going to focus on myself, because this is news, this is something that's coming to light in our hand, and it is going to shift the general feel of the connection either one way or another. Decide clearly what you want so that it comes to you now. So it says very soon there could be this shift. And like I say, this Eight of Swords is this feeling of being stuck, but it is just a mental thought. And again, like I say, it could be soul contract, something that was signed in a past life that might need clearing out. I mean, this could be the one, but let's just keep going with this. Nine of Cups is wish fulfillment. So from the Eight of Pentacles, 2. But like I said, at the bottom of the deck with those, doesn't want to look at his... this cherub has arrived to congratulate you for your brilliant new idea, which is truly inspired. It's important to communicate clearly and thoroughly with others who are involved in the implementation of your idea. Don't be dissuaded by little challenges along the way. These are merely course corrections to perfect your plan. So again, this is the opposite, but it's saying it's important to communicate clearly and thoroughly with others who are involved in the implementation. Now, the cherub is something new. But like I say, the Five of Swords is somebody who isn't communicating properly. Everything's all underhand, behind the back. And this is saying what needs to happen here is clear communication. So let's put that there. Win-win solution. But it does feel like separation could actually shift this. If this is making sense, let me know. If it's not, then it doesn't matter. We'll just keep going. See what else we get with these. So, Five of Swords, King of Swords. Moving around, children involved. And could be past life contracts is what I'm getting. A need to go into sleep mode and possibly separation in order to receive the answers or the clarity that's needed here. You know, and that could be as simple like, you know, what is this karmic? Is this past life? Yeah, so give us a little bit more on this Five of Swords, King of Swords. Because sometimes, you know, like divine masculines, when they're in their King of Swords and it's all work, you know, mental, black and white. They need a wake-up call, a kind of shift in order to get them into their heart space. I'm not saying but it's the lack of communication that's coming up in this that is causing the problem. So the Swan, and again, yeah, so we've got the Divine Masculine is in this, like, if you want to call that the King of Swords energy, it's quite... Now this veil on top of the head is for protection. This is the Divine Feminine. She's reaching out. She's touching his headspace, which obviously is the King of Swords. There is a connection here. He's going straight in for the solar plexus. She is like going towards his head or touching his face. She wants to see his face, but this veil on top of her head is protection of the crown chakra area. Now the Swan, to me, when I see swans, I always think of soulmates. The single swan on its own is going into divine feminine work, and as you can see, the swan, this is a soul alone, whatever you want to call it, journey. This is, I'm accepting myself as I am on my own, and I'm not afraid to look at my reflection. I'm not afraid to look in the mirror. I'm going to do all the work that's needed. This is definitely a solitary journey about going within, and we all know that, like, swans are quite beautiful as they glide across the water, but underneath we see their legs going. But this is definitely mirror work, reflective work, shadow work, if you like, but more a single journey. I'm going to have a look at myself, at my reflection, in this connection. This is my job. My job is to do the shadow work, the healing, whatever it is, on my own. Again, separation. But it doesn't mean 100%, you know, separate. But definitely either, I would say, inner child work. That's inner child work, and it does feel like the Divine Masculine isn't... Where's that card gone? The Divine Masculine isn't wanting to look at the inner child work, and that's why he's very much in the Five of Swords, King of Swords energy. And there definitely needs to be a shift here, but like I say, it could have been a past life soul contract. And communication is key. It doesn't seem like there has been a lot of communication going on. Clearly decide what you want so it comes to you. So it's very much like, is this serving me? But definitely go into sleep mode. So we've got the Four of Thought and the Four of Swords, which is, I'm going to go to sleep. I'm going to get some healing. I'm going to ask for the answers to come through. So past life relationship at the bottom of the deck, which is what we've got here. You have known each other before. Like I said, there's news coming in, and she's turning her back. She's going into the light to do this work. This is a divine feminine on her own, not uncomfortable with looking at the reflection of herself. But also that man in the, like I said before, that man, he's got his hand on her solar plexus. She's trying to remove whatever's on his head. it's like it could be energy as well. It could be a little bit of Five of Swords, King of Swords energy going on here, where it's like I've got no empathy. I'm really just saying it as it is, because I am, you know, in my head. So either inner work, inner child work, or give your relationship a chance, which is what I said at the beginning. This doesn't mean like completely and utterly cut it off. Give your relationship a chance. Work on partnership. Now, to work on partnership, the Five of Swords, whether that be you or the other person, everything needs to be out in the open. And again, this is something coming out into the open. There's a reveal here in her hand, which is why she's turning away, which is why she's moving away from the situation, because maybe there's been some Five of Swords energy going on, and this King of Swords needs to move into his heart space, and possibly that's not going to happen unless there is time apart on the horizon for him to actually, you know, all the time something's going on, especially with the Five of Swords. It's mind games. And all the time that's going on, whether it be because of childhood trauma or because of there's children involved, it's a no win-win situation, until somebody actually says, no, I'm gonna move away from this. I'm going to you know, put a stop to this. But there's definitely something coming up around this full moon, which is saying, you know, give your relationship a chance, but something has to shift. And I feel the shift from the Eight of Swords is going to be the Divine Feminine doing her thing singly. So I'm not sure how to close this out. How should we close this out? How are we going to close this out? Because I think it's the message is quite clear. Go into hermit mode. What can we have for let's round this up with, let me use these. Oh, let's have a look at the Divine Feminine. Yeah, I've got these out for a reason. So we close this up. If it resonates, great. If it doesn't, just let me know. Like I said, I didn't even do a practice run. I just wanted to get straight out on it. But yeah, can you give us a Divine Feminine to close out this message for the collective, leading up to this full moon eclipse in Pisces? Message from the Divine Feminines. I don't know if you might need to read a book on these. Go back if you've just logged in or whatever, and please, I'd love some feedback, if it makes sense, if it doesn't make sense, if it resonates, what you think I could change, do, whatever. I'm really open to constructive criticism. So I'm getting the feeling that we're not done. This is what this is telling me. What else can we do? So I've also got, let's see if it, so yeah, there doesn't, let's, hang on a minute. Okay, so that's telling me you're not done yet. Psychic Tarot. See if we can get some insights from the Psychic Tarot. See what, because these have got chakras in them as well. So any insights on this Five of Swords, King of Swords? Children, either inner child or actual children. Solace. So again, that is taking time out, working on oneself, looking into books, but also looking into acoustic records, looking into, you know, when I see books, like with this raven and the books, it's like I see knowledge, but it doesn't, because it's on top of the skulls, it's almost like past knowledge. It's almost like, you know, old times, acoustic records, past life. It did say this is past life relationship, but it's about let's go into ourselves. We've had, you know, the Four of Swords, which is solace. He's lying down, he's having a sleep, getting answers from being alone. Separation. You know, again, this is, she could have an answer in her hand. So we've got solace. Love begins, because at the end of the day, two people have got to be pouring into the same cup. And if there's Five of Swords, King of Swords energy going on, whether that be the female or the male, you know, we both have these energies within us. You know, the divine feminine can actually, you know, be stuck in her King of Swords. I'm not gonna give up on this. I'm gonna fight at all costs, whatever. But definitely inner child work or children. Anything else? Transformation. So it's a number 13. Which is a number 4, but transformation, it's the death of and a new beginning. So that something needs to shift, there needs to be a transformation that takes place. And again, that is going into the dark, the shadow, whatever you want to call it, and getting to this point of, I am looking at my reflection and I'm happy with what I see. It's a soul journey. It's a what do they call it? Lone wolf journey. Prosperity begins. Triumph and success. Now, can you see that that's like this hand? It's number 1, but it's this hand coming out of the soil. It's almost a little bit like Arthur when he pulls the sword out. But number 1 and the sword and triumph and success is clarity. This is what she's got in her hand. Something has come to light. Something is coming to light. Whether it be in you know, it's knowledge. Knowledge is coming to light. The sword represents knowledge. I've got this knowledge. I'm going to use it moving forward. And prosperity begins. Again, that's partnership. That's two people planting the same seeds with the same... Are they both number 1? They're both number 1. So around this full moon is what I'm getting. There may need to be a period of separation, working on oneself, going in, getting some answers through sleep. There is a lot of messages here about going to sleep, solitude, the hermit, and then prosperity begins and triumph. So I'm gonna, and at the bottom of the deck here we've got a win-win situation. But there could either be inner child work that needs to be done, or it involves children. But it definitely is separation. So what was I going to close out with before? Oh yeah, divine feminine cards. Let's see if it's the right time now, because it wasn't earlier. I'm going to close this out with a divine feminine card. In your own time, who have we got here? I can't remember actually using these before. Shekinah, is it? The presence of the divine feminine. At the centre of everything there is light, and I am that light. So that's the overall message. Again, this is her turning her back because of this news. There's something that she's got in her hand and heading towards the light. We had a few other cards. Transformation into the light. We had a few other cards that... but I'm going to leave that. Please give me some feedback. Let me know how you think the reading went, whether it resonated or not. I'm going to watch it back and see how I feel it went, see what needs working on, what I can tweak. I love you lots.